Hey folks, what's going on? Dave McRae here. I thought I would just quickly jump on and give you all an update on It's Me, Billy Chapter 2 and where we are in the process of that production, and also answer some of the more common questions that I've been getting in regards to Chapter 2 over the last little while. Now, before I do that though, if you're new to my channel and you have absolutely no idea what the hell I'm talking about, It's Me, Billy is a Black Christmas indie horror film. It's a short film. It's a fan film that myself and my best friend of 30 years, my filmmaking partner, and I co-wrote, co-directed, and co-produced and released in 2021. It's been dubbed the unofficial sequel to the original Black Christmas, which is really cool because, as some of you may know, there's been 2 remakes in 2006 and 2019, but there's never been a sequel, and we're the only one, which is really, really cool. However, It's Me, Billy was always designed to be the first part of a 2-part story. You know, when you're an indie filmmaker and you're not backed by a studio, you have to rely on crowdfunding or other sources for funding, even some out-of-pocket expenses, to just get the movie made. And we felt that because Black Christmas isn't nearly as popular as, Elm Street, Friday the 13th, or Halloween, it was in our best interest to kind of, let's do this part first, see if anybody cares, see what the feedback is like, and see if there's a demand for the story to continue, and then we'll complete it if there's an opportunity. And thankfully, there is that demand. The feedback has been really great, especially from Black Christmas fans, and we're excited to complete the story. So if you haven't seen It's Me, Billy Chapter 1, it is on my channel. Check it out, or just YouTube It's Me, Billy, and it's the first thing that pops up. We'd really appreciate it. So let's go over to some of the questions that I get asked in regards to It's Me, Billy Chapter 2 and where we are, and then I'll sort of elaborate as we go along. So the first question is, has Chapter 2 started filming yet? Well, the answer to that is no. We are still in development. The script is nearly done. But we have not started filming yet. So Bruce and I are hard at work in the script writing phase, which is why I've sort of been a little MIA on the channel as of late. But it's very exciting. It's exciting to revisit these characters again and to go back to that world and complete this story. We're very excited about it. So no, it hasn't started shooting yet. It is still in the development stage, the script writing process, but the script is nearly done. Okay, number 2. When will the Indiegogo campaign for It's Me, Billy Chapter 2 begin? Okay, so the Indiegogo campaign, the crowdfunding campaign for Chapter 2, starts this spring. So spring 2023. Now, I don't have an exact date yet, but as soon as I know, you will know. So it's not too far away. So I'd start saving up. Okay, number 3. Will It's Me, Billy Chapter 1 be included as one of the perks? So one of the more common questions I get asked is, will there be an opportunity on this new Indiegogo campaign to pick up Chapter 1 on Blu-ray? Because there are a lot of people out there that may not have had the chance to pick it up the first time around. And my answer to that is possibly. We'll know more as we get closer to the campaign. I can tell you that you'll definitely be able to pick up Chapter 2 on Blu-ray for sure. But as we get closer to the campaign, we'll know more about, what perks there are going to be, what secret perks there are going to be, what perks might be added, later in the campaign, and, all that kind of stuff, right? So we're not quite there yet. So possibly. You possibly may be able to get Chapter 1 on its own, or Chapter 1 and 2 together, or whatever the case is. Maybe it'll be like a perk we add 4 weeks into the campaign or whatever. We'll know more as we get closer to the campaign. So possibly. Number 4, why did you decide to do Chapter 2 now? That's a great question. So like I said, Chapter 1 was always designed to be the first part of a 2-part story. So Bruce and I always had the strong intention and will to complete this story. However, because Black Christmas isn't Elm Street, isn't Friday the 13th, isn't Halloween, and doesn't, rack up 500,000 views in its sleep just because of the popularity of the IP, we wanted to let the film breathe a little bit, right? It's a very niche, cult, thing. And we wanted to let it breathe for a bit. And what It's Me, Billy was able to do for us is that it actually opened up a couple of doors for us in regards to speaking with a studio executive, not about Black Christmas, but about other projects that we might want to do. He was very impressed with It's Me, Billy Chapter 1 and thought it was fantastic. It looked great, thought it was fantastic. And so for the vast majority of the summer and into the fall of 2021, we were working on a film treatment on an original horror film, and to be able to pitch. And that project is still in development. There's still movement on it. We're still working on the treatment and taking his notes and kind of doing some things and kind of fleshing that out. But when summer 2022 rolled around, we thought, now's a good time to complete It's Me, Billy, because it's only going to beef up our portfolio, right? Because then we'll have a finished narrative piece. It's only going to make chapter 1 stronger. And we can use both as calling cards then, right? And we're artists, right? The story is incomplete. So we would like to finish the story. It feels unfinished, right? And we want to complete the story and finish it, not just for ourselves and, to beef up our portfolios, but for Black Christmas fans, for you guys too, right? You guys want to know what happens next, right? And we want to show you what happens next. So it's very exciting. So while we're working on this other thing over here, we thought, what, why don't we complete this thing? Because if we don't do it now, there may not be an opportunity to do it, right? So that's why we chose now to do it. So we hope that you guys are just as excited as we are, because we are very excited to complete this thing. Okay, number 5. Can you please do a Halloween fan film on the same level as It's Me, Billy? So I get asked this question, enough, and my answer is always the same. It's no. I'm not going to be doing any more fan films after It's Me, Billy Chapter 2. This will be the last fan film that Bruce and I co-write, co-direct, co-produce, that we create, because we want to move on to original work now, right? I've spent over 20 years in the entertainment industry as a professional voice actor, but I went to film school, right? My first love has always been film. That's what I wanted to do. And now that I'm in my 40s, I really kind of want to make a go at it and see what I could do. I'm not saying I'm going to be, hugely successful or anything, but, you don't know unless you try, right? So that's kind of where I am at the moment in terms of the filmmaking side. And Bruce is the same way. He spent over 20 years in the business and in the rental side of things in terms of, gear and camera and all that kind of stuff. And he's a filmmaker as well. And he went to film school as well. And so he really wants to make a go at it too. And fan films are great when you are shooting them at the level that we are shooting the Billy films at. And they're great for your portfolio and to be able to showcase what you can do and to use them as calling cards. But once you've got that, you then have to do original work. So that's why we want to complete the Billy story so we have a finished narrative piece and then move on to the film that we're in development on, right? So no, there will be no more fan films after this, because eventually you got to cut that tie once you've got your portfolio piece and, move forward with original work. Okay, number 6, will Chapter 2 happen if you don't raise the money? So the answer to that is, well, that depends. We don't know what the production budget's going to be yet because we're not there yet. But it was 60,000 Canadian for Chapter 1. We raised 64,000. I would imagine Chapter 2 will probably be in and around the same. It might be a bit more. We have to finish the script. But it might be in and around the same. So let's just go with that. Let's say it's 60,000 again. And so if we are asking for 60,000 and we only raise $5,000, well, no, Chapter 2 is not going to get made. It's just not going to get made, right? If we ask for 60,000 and we raise 53,000, yeah, it'll probably get made. We might have to make some adjustments in the script and maybe there's a couple of things we wanted to do that we couldn't do, or maybe there's a shooting day we have to axe, or, who knows? But I think at that point it will get made. There just might be some sacrifices we may have to make. So that's why it's so important that, and again, it's, our production budget numbers are not arbitrary, right? We don't go to the table and go, I think we're going to need, I don't know, this. I mean, we've broken it down, right? We have a production budget, an Excel sheet where we've broken everything down and how much everything is going to cost. And so when we ask for, $60,000, that's because it's going to cost $60,000. So that's why it's so important that everybody comes out and, supports as best they can, because it's you guys that make it a reality. It's you guys that make it happen. So it depends. But the goal is always to raise the production budget and then some, because then if you can raise more, then there might be some things that you didn't think you were going to be able to do, but now you can do, right? You know what I mean? So that's always cool. Number 7, what is the story of It's Me, Billy Chapter 2? So I can't get into the nitty-gritty details, but I can say that it picks up immediately where the first one left off. So it takes place that same night, and we are following now Sam and Jess against Billy and Agnes, right? So now it's like this, it's this fight for their lives. And what I'm really excited about is to show you, Sam's arc, right? Because obviously in chapter 1, she's depressed, she's sad, she's lost her mom, she thinks she's lost her grandmother, all this kind of stuff, right? She's dealing with a lot of emotions, right? And in chapter 2, her life is at stake now, and she's got to fight back. So to see that arc is I think going to be really cool. The official sort of summary that we released a little while ago says, trapped and alone, but with renewed hope, Sam and her grandmother, Jess Bradford, must now work together and fight back against the clutches of Christmas evil. So that's just, a basic summary. An official synopsis will eventually come once the script is done. But that should give you kind of an idea of where we're at and sort of where we're going to kind of pick up. But the nitty-gritty details I can't disclose yet. Number 8, how long will chapter 2 be? Well, again, we're not done the script, so we don't know. Chapter 1, of course, was without credits. It was 38 minutes. With credits, it was 42 minutes. I don't think this movie will be any longer than that. It might be a bit shorter. It might be just as long. It's not like this is going to be like a feature-length film. It's going to be another short film. But exactly how long, not sure yet. I have to, we have to finish the script, essentially. Number 9, when will the movie come out? Okay, well, Indiegogo campaign coming in spring, right? That'll run for a couple of months. If we are successful with that and we raise the money we need, then we will move right into pre-production, and we will be in pre-production over this, over the summer and into the fall. And then we will probably go to camera at the end of November / beginning of December, in and around there next year. So a similar schedule as chapter 1, and then chapter 2 will be released not until 2024. So whether it will be released like in the spring, like we did chapter 1, or maybe this time we'll want to wait till Christmas. I don't know. It's a long way away. I understand, but hey, when you're an indie filmmaker and you don't, you're not backed by a studio, you got to take your time with these things, right? But yes, we if all goes to plan, we'll shoot this time next year for a release in 2024. And number 10, can you tell us anything about the story? No. I can't tell you anything about the story, but like I said, I can tell you that the lingering questions from chapter 1 will be answered. The arcs will be complete. And but still preserving the mystery and the ambiguity of, the identity of Black Christmas. So I can say that. All right. So those are 10 questions that I get asked regularly. So I hope this has given you some insight into where we are in the chapter 2 process and maybe sort of what to expect. Again, I cannot thank you all enough for everybody that came out and donated their hard-earned money during a pandemic year. It was the first year of the pandemic. It was one of the most humbling, amazing experiences of my life, sincerely. And yeah, it's just, it was just incredible. But now we're asking for your help again. We're going to need your help to complete this story and bring this thing home, bring this thing home. And I have faith that, that we can do it. And so hopefully you guys will come out once the Indiegogo campaign starts. It's going to be very exciting. It's an exciting time, it's an exciting time. So really looking forward to getting that thing going. Anyways, my name's Dave McRae. If you want to follow me on social media, you can. There are my links right there. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. All my links are in the description. Check them out until your heart's content. And when your heart is content, check them out again. That will do it for me. I will be back soon. In the meantime and in between time, I will talk to you soon. Cheers.